Mads Mikkelsen, this is the most nervous I've ever been for an interview. I have no poetic way to put this other than, for me, you are one of the greats.
That's very sweet of you. I'll try to behave very, very well.
If you know some deep breathing exercises, please do let us know.
I think it's just a good trick to breathe, in general. Just breathe.
Okay, you tell me when. I sobbed watching Another Round. I sobbed throughout playing Death Stranding. And now in Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, you made my skin crawl. Obviously, some of the most iconic villains in history that you have played now. Give us an intro to Jürgen Voller, the bad guy of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Yeah, Jürgen Voller is he's a scientist, and he works in Germany in the 30s and 40s. Obviously, he is a mandatory member of that certain party. But his passion for science might be a little bigger than his passion for ideology. Then when we meet him later, he's all of a sudden working for the Americans on some projects. So he's a man that we do know happened in history when he could erase his past, and the Americans and the Soviet Union let them do that, right? So there we are, and we meet him again in 1969, and he has a big dream of making the world a better place.
Yeah, it was actually so interesting at the start because you know the certain name of that certain party, which, you know, you should spit every time you want to say it. But at the very start, I did get that sense that, wait, is he just a scientist who picked the wrong friends? Very interesting. Tell us, please, the Mads Mikkelsen recipe for menace. Because, like I've said, you've really blown it out the water. There are probably directors going, please, can you do what that Mads bad guy thing? Because you're one of the greatest we've had for bad guys. It seems like you obviously do a lot of holding back when you're doing villains, right?
You know, sometimes it depends a little. I think actually this character does freak out quite a bit in the end. But yeah, restraint. Some characters have that. Some characters are. It's all in the script. I've done characters that's been very much out there, but if it's in the script, that's what you try to lean up against. And I also try to make them the heroes of their own stories. So because nobody starts out in the morning trying to be the bad guy, they do believe in their dreams, and so that's one way of approaching it.
Now, you, like the rest of us, I'm sure, grew up watching these movies. And maybe you can help me answer what the elements are of this, that Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny felt like classic blockbuster stuff. I don't know if it was the propulsiveness, I don't know if it was the timing of the score, the cleverness of the environment and design. What was it like working with James Mangold? What is his way of thinking? And what do you think it is that really, for me, made this a blockbuster that feels classic?
Yeah, I mean, the stories are classic. This is obviously the work of Spielberg and Lucas, and most importantly, the work of Harrison, that he brings a character to life that, in his way, with his charm, that nobody can imagine anyone else playing it. And then he grows older. With the franchise, he grows older, as opposed to when you see a Bond film, we just swap out the Bond. This man, he moves in time with us, right? Wow, what is the magic? If we could put the finger on it, we will all be billionaires, right? We don't know. And maybe that is the magic. We can't pin it. Sometimes it just happens. James Mangold, lovely guy. If anyone besides Spielberg and Harrison who knows most about this universe, that will be Mangold. He is a fan, even more beyond that we could ever be. So he knows it and respects this universe inside out. But then he also puts his own fingerprint in there, which is also, again, for me, hard to exactly say what is, but you know it when you see it.
Yeah, it really does feel like it's never self-indulgent. It's never like too much in itself. It's never overly nostalgic. I think the balancing act that you guys got was fantastic. Mads Mikkelsen, thank you so much for your time. It's an honor for me. I can exhale now. And yeah.
You did good. You did good.
I'm going to tell my boss that and every other subsequent boss I have. Mads Mikkelsen said I did good.
You did great.